Keith and Renee and I'm Only Sleeping. They'll be appearing tonight at the Park Theatre as part of John Lennon Night. Well, yesterday on Radio Noon, we told you about the MALO family from St. Adolphe. Their house was destroyed by fire last Christmas, and since then they've moved several times while waiting for their new home to be built. Now, it was putting a lot of stress on their pet, a toy poodle named Brody, so they put an ad on Kijiji looking for someone who could temporarily look after him. Now, they find a couple to give Brody to, but when they asked to get him back a few days later, they found out that Brody had been sold online. They still haven't been able to track him down. They're not going to be getting him back by the look of it. And it's a very familiar story to Winnipegger Cassie Hatcher. She had the same thing happen to her twice. Hi, Cassie.
Hello.
So tell me what happened to you the first time when you had to give up your dog.
Well, the first time I had a head injury and I had two dogs, and it was very difficult to take care of two dogs, especially when you're single. So what I did was I put an ad on Kijiji for one of the dogs. I was putting her for free. I got a bunch of replies back, and I ended up choosing this family. And they showed up at my door. It was a woman, a man, and a child. And, you know, they put on this great big show, like, we're going to take really good care of her. We have a big backyard for her, you know. And I believed them, and I was like, great, she's going to a good home. But the next day, I went online. I just kind of had a hunch. So I went online and I looked, and it turns out that, you know, there was my dog, again, online, being sold for $200. I was furious. So what I did was, you know, I called her. I called the number and I said, hey, listen, you have my dog. You're trying to sell her for profit. I'd like to buy her back. And she hung up on me. So, you know, I tried different approaches. I emailed some different email addresses. I called some different numbers. Eventually she agreed. She agreed to bring the dog back. So, you know, about a day later, she you know, drove to my house, met me outside, passed the dog through the window to me, and I gave her the money, and she drove off.
And what did you pay to get your dog back?
I paid $200 to get her back.
Okay, so that happened about a year ago, and then this happened again to you recently. So tell me about what happened the second time.
The second time, I moved into a house. I got married, inherited a dog, and we were trying to train her. She was just a puppy. She was having a lot of problems, and the landlord was complaining about the odor. And you know, we don't want to get evicted from our house, so we put an ad online. Again, I was screening for people, making sure that they were good people. Unfortunately, I wasn't home at the time that the family came to pick her up. My partner was, and she came to the door, and you know, she told me that the family looked really, really good and really responsible, and like they would give her a really good home, and I believed her, of course, but she had no idea that it was the same people from the previous time. So the next day, again, just to be sure, I went online and I found my dog online. Again, I emailed, I phoned numerous times, I left messages. I said, okay, again, same thing, bring her back. I will pay you your money. Just please, you know, don't harm her. Don't do anything to her. Just bring her back to me. And they flat out refused. They gave me a whole bunch of stories. So that's what happened with that. And I never got her back, and I have no idea where she is. I don't know if she's okay. I don't know what they did with her.
Wow.
I'm completely in the dark.
So then, Cassie, after hearing Peggy Lynn Mallow's story about Brody, you called her. So why did you do that?
Well, I contacted her because I thought maybe I could help her. I had a little bit of information on the people that had taken my dog. You know, I was hoping that maybe we could make the same deal with them that I made with my first dog. Unfortunately, they didn't. They refused. So I felt so bad for them. I know how it feels. I really just wanted to be of help to them.
So do you think the people who took Peggy Lynn's dog is the same people who took your dogs?
I do. I definitely do.
And why do you think that?
Well, there's definitely a group of people. They're connected. You know, I do a lot of detective work. You know, you kind of compare emails. They do use different emails, but they trace back to the same group of people. So I'm basically pretty sure that it's the same group, at least maybe not the same family, but the same group of people.
So what do you think's going on here? What do they do? Like just get dogs for free and sell them for a profit?
That's what they do. They get dogs for free or less than $20, and they'll sell them for hundreds of dollars online.
you yourself have started buying dogs online that you think these people are selling. So tell me about that. How many dogs have you bought, and why are you doing this?
I've saved about 9 dogs from these people, and I'm doing it because I found that these people are not feeding the dogs when they have them in their possession and in their homes. They're exposing them to diseases that are being spread now.
Okay, but you have to. How do you know that? How can you say that?
Like the last dogs that I rescued from them were infected with the parvo virus. The parvo virus lives in a home. It can live for up to 7 months, sometimes longer, if you don't know how to disinfect it. And these people obviously have no knowledge whatsoever about how to take care of a puppy or a dog.
So you got puppies who had this virus?
Yes, and they ended up passing away because parvo strikes, and within 3 days, if there is no treatment, that's it. Their system shuts down, and that's it. Treatment goes up to $7,000, a dog. So,
and now your dog contracted this, right, and is now in care.
Yeah, my puppy, he contracted it, and he's in the hospital right now. He's been there for a week, and they've had to do antibiotics and blood transfusions, and things that puppies should not have to go through, just to keep him alive. And I'm really hoping that he'll come out okay. But there's always a chance that he won't. So,
Cassie, you can't keep doing this. Why are you coming forward with your story now? Why are you telling people about this?
Well, especially after she's sold me these puppies that were sick. If more puppies come into her home, they're going to be sick too. Other families are going to be getting these dogs and having to deal with large pet bills and a lot of heartache and pain. And it's just, it's too much, especially around Christmas. You don't want, to have get attached to a pet and then have to lose it immediately.
So what do you think the answer is, Cassie? You can't keep buying all these dogs off of Kijiji. So what do you think the answer is?
I think it should be a law. I think it should be illegal. That, or, if you're going to buy a dog online, there should be vet papers. I don't think people should sell dogs unless they've been vet checked.
No, you actually put an ad on Kijiji trying to warn people this was going on. What happened?
They immediately deleted the ad, saying it was inappropriate. It was inappropriate, and it just shouldn't be placed on their site. And I said, okay, well, wouldn't you want to make people aware of this? And they had nothing to say to that. So.
Okay, so you're saying Kijiji themselves removed the ad?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So there's no way you can even warn people that way online?
There is no way.
Wow. Well, what a story, Cassie. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today, and hopefully it'll just raise some awareness out there and make people much more careful.
Let's hope.
And good luck with your dog. I hope she comes home healthy.
Thank you.
That's Winnipegger Cassie Hatcher. Now, we'd love to hear from you on this. Have you given your dog to someone thinking it was going to go to a good home and it ended up for sale online? Have you bought a dog online and had problems with it? And what do you think Kijiji's role in all of this should be? Call our talkback lines. Let us know what you're thinking. 788-3797 or 1-877-666-6292.